Hello and welcome once more to Red Gaming Tech for yet more daily gaming news and myself, Amata. Today is still the 17th of April and I have some rather odd news for you today regarding Sony, as they have actually relinquished their role as the third largest shareholder of Square Enix by selling off their entire holding in the publisher. Now, the firm originally owned about 9.5 million Square Enix shares for more than 10 years, and this is according to archives, but on Wednesday, which of course just yesterday, it issued a statement to basically announce the sale of all its stock to Global Securities from SMBC Nikko. Now, despite the fact that Square Enix's existing share price at $16.48, which of course suggests that Sony's equity should have been valued at about $157 million, they actually sold off the stock for about $47 million, which is a rather staggering difference, I'm sure you'll agree. Now, the sale marks the end of a long-held financial bond between the two companies, of course. Again, archive records, which date back all the way to the mists of 2004, show that Sony has been one of their biggest shareholders for more than a decade, and of course, Sony has had many exclusive Square Enix games, including Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10 and 12, as well as of course the original Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and Chain of Memories as well. At least that was a console exclusive, of course it was a port that came out from the Game Boy Advance and all that good stuff. So obviously Final Fantasy hasn't been a Sony exclusive for a while, as of course we had Final Fantasy 13 coming out on Xbox 360, and of course they've been multi-platform pretty much since then. As of course all the Final Fantasy games since then have come out on multi-platform. Final Fantasy 15 is going to be coming out multi-plat, and of course so is Kingdom Hearts 3. So this sale does come amid some intense pressure as well on the Sony's chief executive Kaz Hirai to reduce their cost base, and under his leadership Sony has regularly made one-off sales of its business ahead of annual finance reports. Now, despite the fact that they've reported, this is Sony of course, a £163 million or $266 million profit for the holiday quarter between October and December, Sony is still expecting to post a net loss of about £665 million or $1.1 billion for the financial year ending March. So it's rather strange that not only did Sony decide to sell their stock after so long of being one of Square's biggest supporters and of course having a rather long and healthy relationship with the company, they sold it for, well, under half its value. That's the really weird thing. It would make a little more sense, I suppose, given that Square of course have been multi-platform for a while, to sell off their stock, or at least some of it, but you would sell it for the price that it's worth. So I'd love to hear some opinions from those of you more in the know regarding stocks and things like that, as to why you think Sony sold it for such a low price. Now obviously they're coming into some problems. Of course the PS4 is doing amazingly well for them, however of course there was all the cost of developing it rather to begin with, so it'll take a while for them to see some gains on that, I think. So I'd love to hear some opinions on why they sold it for such a low price. I think it's pretty obvious why they sold it, but I'd love to hear some opinions on that from you guys, if any of you are more in the know regarding the whole topic of stocks and all that good stuff. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.